Minister of Public Service Honorable Sonia PARAG on Wednesday dismissed baseless accusations made by the opposition that the government has no interest in enhancing the livelihoods of public servants. The claim was leveled because Budget 2020 included no salary increases for public servants.
Let us get our facts straight before we come and criticize something that the majority of the Guyanese see as beneficial to them for the next 5 years.
The Public Service Minister also noted that the government has demonstrated its commitment to the personal and professional growth of public servants through the allotment in the national budget to provide training and scholarships. Minister Parag said the budgetary provisions were to uplift the standard of the public service sector.
The budget will also cater for the modernization and professionalism of the public service. In addition to that, Mr. Speaker, discussions are already on the way with consultations with the relevant stakeholders in an effort to modernize the public service rules, which have not been looked at all in the last 5 years.
Additionally, the National Assembly heard that the scholarship link for the Public Service Ministry is poised to see upgrades. She also disclosed that there were more than 700 applications for scholarships since the new government took office last month, compared to the 500 that were processed for 2019. 68 of the recent applications are from the hinterland communities. Making her contribution to the 2020 budget debate also on Wednesday was Member of Parliament Dr. TANDIKA Smith, who says she expects the health sector to be transformed significantly with the $51.7 billion identified for it in the 2020 budget. Dr. Smith said that the PPPC administration would address healthcare services and challenges in a more targeted manner, adding that the allocation would be used to revamp the primary healthcare system, modernize the sector, and maximize its human resources. According to her, the government has started on the right foot by providing risk allowances for frontline healthcare workers. Dr. Smith, who worked at the West Demerara Regional Hospital under the previous administration, said her tenure was equivalent to working in the front lines of a war zone. Health services for patients with chronic diseases and gynecology, family planning, surgical cases, among others, were seriously affected.
Our expectant mothers in the OBGYN department have seen dark days, especially those high-risk patients with gestational diabetes and hypertension. As the absence of medications such as insulin and methyl-dopa were nil on many occasions, CTG machines, basic family planning methods such as IUDs, implants, oral contraceptives, among others, were difficult to access. Basic materials such as normal saline, gauze, intricates, just to name a few, were also found to be nil in our drug board many times.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Honorable Hugh TODD, during his maiden presentation, stated that the nation is being assured that the present People's Progressive Party civic administration has a robust plan for growth and development of the country. He described the time of the APNU-AFC in government as a period of hardship with heavy taxes to Guyanese and total disrespect and disregard for intergovernmental bodies, treaties, and charters. The minister said Guyana's foreign ministry lacked presence, efficiency, effectiveness, competency, and suitability in many of the areas, especially in foreign missions.
It has been broken. Most of our foreign partners and friends would have removed themselves from the government at that time because of the political crisis. Many felt that they were deemed that they were illegitimate, and as such, most of the diplomatic engagements and international cooperation would have been put on hold. But Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to tell you that the line is long. The days are long because the international community is queuing up to re-engage with Guyana because they see Guyana as a vital partner in our development of the region and the hemisphere as a whole.
He said a plan is also in place to embark on aggressive policies and strategies to revitalize and deepen the country's diaspora engagement, which has moved from the Foreign Ministry and placed under the Department of Citizenship under the previous government.
Recall, Mr. Speaker, that under the APNU-AFC government, they moved the Diaspora Engagement Unit to Citizenship under Minister Felix to politicize the diaspora engagement, Mr. Speaker. What they did was a travesty to the Guyanese people. So we could not benefit from the intellectual and financial and human resources out there in the diaspora because they politicized it for their own selfish gains. Mr. Speaker, we are going to normalize it. It is back with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, and we are going to ensure that we engage with our donor agencies and our partners overseas to ensure that diaspora engagement is a key pillar in our development.
A total of $68.4 million will be invested in Indigenous youths through the reinstated Community Support Officers Program to be executed by the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. In her presentation on Day 3 of the National Budget Debates, Minister of Amerindian Affairs Honorable Pauline SUKHAI explained that the initial phase of the program will be rolled out over the next 3 months and will target a minimum of 40 hinterland communities. The Amerindian Affairs Minister explained that the reinstatement of this program is a promise to the 200 youths who were terminated when the former APNU-AFC administration took office in 2015.
In the remaining quarter of the year, we will ensure that a minimum of 40 communities get on board in this very initial stage. Realistically, this is what can be accomplished, and therefore the budget provides in excess of $68.4 million to allow this to happen. This means that $68.4 million will be circulating in the pockets and in the village that so badly needs an injection of cash.
Minister SUKHAI said that the PPPC's plan for prosperity is a strong signal, which expresses the commitment of the administration to ensure that Guyana is once more on a path of prosperity. Member of Parliament Honorable YVONNE FREDERICKS-PEARSON says the 2020 budget will ensure prosperity for all Guyanese, including the nation's first peoples. The MP said that the PPPC administration has laid the foundation to improve the lives of all Guyanese, and while they cannot perform miracles, promises made will be kept.
This budget cater for forestry, mining, and agriculture, reduction of VAT, removal of VAT. Yes, I must say it, Mr. Speaker, because the Amerindian peoples, we are involved in mining, we are involved in forestry, we are involved in agriculture. And so, we will not only benefit from the cash grant and from others that is mentioned here, from the land titling, from education, but we will also benefit from employment from the private sector.
Human Services and Social Security Minister Honorable Dr. VINDHYA PERSAUD on Wednesday in the National Assembly stated her ministry will have an open-door policy to all of Guyana to ensure that the people of this nation are properly empowered.
I am impatient. I understand their impatience because what they would like to see is a reversal of misfortune that dogged them for 5 long years, and to see the return to this country of all the prosperous opportunities that all of Guyanese enjoy. When we stand here as parliamentarians or we take our seats, it is a privilege. It is not an entitlement. And to stand and to deliver, one must be honest enough to tell the fact as it is, to offer the truth. This is important to every parliamentarian sitting here. And if we fail to honor the oath that we have taken in this early time in Parliament, then I shudder to think what the population can expect. Mr. Speaker, today we are right in the middle of the debate. And I think, like much of the country, there's an expectation out there that there must be maturity, there must be political will, and there must be a desire to support any initiative that will benefit people.
Government Member of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Jennifer Westford, while she delivered her budget debate speech, said that for too long under the previous administration, teachers were betrayed and made to suffer. It was pointed out that during the tenure of the People's Progressive Party government, the conditions under which teachers worked were far greater than what the coalition opposition offered. The PPP has always negotiated acceptable benefit packages for teachers and made a promise that the trend will continue. Dr. Westford also reminded that Budget 2020, which is themed Our Plan for Prosperity, is one that will benefit every Guyanese and not a specific group of people.
All of our citizens must be assured that this PPPC government, their government, is committed to dedicating all of its energies towards protecting them, strengthening their democracy and the rule of law, incentivizing growth and job creation, enhancing their welfare, creating a society that is bereft of racial discord, and to mold a country where everyone sees themselves as one people, one nation, all working together to realize one destiny.